So this video is all about how to use the point slope form of a line. And the name of the point slope form tells you exactly when to use it. You're going to use the point slope form if you are given a point and you're given a slope. Now sometimes you may have to find the slope first, but if you're given any point and given the slope, you can utilize the point slope form. So here's the point slope form. Y minus y sub 1, we've seen subscripts before. Remember this subscript 1 and this subscript 1, they do not have any mathematical value. They're just denoting a particular point. So y minus y sub 1 equals m, of course m is the slope, times x minus x sub 1. Now, I have this y and this x highlighted because this y and this x, they are called the open variables. And open variables need to remain open. So open variables need to remain open. So do not put anything in for this y and this x. If you don't have them there, then you're not dealing with the entire line. If you close them, then you're only considering one point. So this x sub 1 and this y sub 1 are going to be from a given point in the problem. And of course, the slope is going to be plugged in for m. So let's take a look at this problem that I have on the paper. Let's write the equation of the line using the point slope form. So we're given m and we're given a point. So this is your m, and of course this is your x1 and y1. So the point slope form. And if you will write it every time you use it, you will very quickly know it. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Remember, this y and this x are open variables. Do not plug anything in for those two spots. So y minus y sub 1, y sub 1 is 8, equals the slope, which is negative 3, times x minus x sub 1, which is 0. Now, currently, this equation is in the the point slope form. Now, let's change it to the slope intercept form. And in order to do that, all we have to do is solve for y. So to solve for y, let's distribute this negative 3. So y minus 8 equals negative 3x plus 0. Then from here, let's just add 8, and we get y equals negative 3x plus 8. So what do we have? This is the point slope form, and this is the slope intercept form of the line. So two different equations that represent the same line. Let's do it again. This time we're given that the slope is negative 1/2, and our line passes through the point 8, negative 4. Remember, this is x number 1, and this is y number 1. So remember, first, always write your form. That way, every time you write it, you're reinforcing it in your mind. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Once again, remember, this y and this x, they are open variables. They remain x and y. Do not plug in anything for those two variables. Y minus negative 4. If you need to write it in parentheses, do so. So y minus negative 4. We're subtracting that y sub 1 no matter what it is, equals the slope. The slope is negative 1/2 times x minus 8. Now, let's go ahead and change that minus a negative to plus a positive. So what do we really have? We really have y plus 4. And now, let's distribute that negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2 x. Negative 1/2 times negative 8. A negative times a negative is a positive. Half of 8 is 4. So first of all, let me label. This is the point slope form of the line. I'm going to the next step, and the next step is to solve for y. And in this case, minus 4 minus 4, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 0. You can write the 0 or not. They both mean the same thing. And when we solve for y, we put the equation in slope-intercept form. Point-slope form, slope-intercept form. Let's do it again. Next, we have a line that has a slope of 0. Remember, we learned in a previous video that slope is equal to rise over run. So what type of line has a slope that is equal to 0? Ask yourself, what kind of line does not rise? So if I were to plot this point, and I can just do it in a free-handed graph here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my point, negative 7, 4. If I use the slope and rise and run from this line, rise 0, run 1, rise 0, run 1, rise 0, run 1. What type of line has a slope of 0? Well, we are dealing with a horizontal line. A horizontal line has a slope of 0. Now, let's write the equation of this line. We're still going to do it the same way. The point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x of 1. So this is our x1, this is our y1, and of course our slope is 0. Let's plug them in. Remember, open, open, don't touch them. Y minus 4 equals 0 times x minus negative 7. If you'll talk through it to yourself as you're plugging in numbers, notice that I said minus a negative 7. Minus negative 7 is just going to become plus 7. Then, when we distribute here, we end up with y minus 4 equals 0x plus 0. Does 0x plus 0 actually have any value? It does not. But if you want to leave the 0x there, that's fine, because it will be in slope-intercept form if we put it there. So look at what we have here. This is the point-slope form of your line, and this is the slope-intercept form of this horizontal line. Notice that the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is 4. So if a horizontal line has a slope that is exactly equal to 0, let's remind you what a vertical line does. A vertical line never runs. So that means that our slope could be 1 or 10 or 100 on the top, because all it does is rise, but it is over 0, and we cannot divide by 0. So we say that the slope of a vertical line is undefined. So horizontal line has a slope of 0. Vertical line has a slope that is undefined. There are 3 great examples of the point slope form.